Dear Dad, when I was a little boy, I remember following you through the woods. I remember trying to step exactly where you stepped, right in your tracks. I remember how hard it was to take such big strides, and I wondered if I'd ever be able to step as far as you stepped. And in my mind, you were the strongest and the bravest human that I knew. Nothing was scary or impossible as long as you were there to help. You did big things. You ran triathlons, fixed broken stuff, and you always made time for the things that were important to me. You've been the best role model any young boy could have ever wanted. The quintessential hero. My hero. Dad, you're the reason that I fell in love with the outdoors, and you're the reason that I've always believed I could do anything I set my mind to. When I started turkey season this year, I had two goals in mind. I wanted to help Tripp kill his first turkey, and I wanted to kill a single season Grand Slam. And ideally, I wanted you to be there for as much of both of those as possible. Boy, you should have seen the video footage that I had in my imagination for how I hoped those two goals would play out. I wanted Tripp's first gobbler to come from the farm behind your house, and I wanted us to both be sitting there with him when it happened. And even though it didn't work out that way this season, we had the privilege of sharing 7 mornings together with Tripp. We made turkey hunting fun for him, and he's already talking about next spring. What an incredible privilege it was to share those spring mornings with you and Tripp, to watch his eyes light up when he heard those birds gobble, and to hear his heart beat fast when he saw a bird for the first time. Don't you know those mornings that we return to the house empty-handed will make it that much more special when he finally gets his first one? Dad, I also had big visions for our trip to Montana, and I can't even explain how special it was when you told me that you wanted to go on one of my adventures out west. Montana was where I was hoping to complete my Grand Slam, and I was really looking forward to us doing that together. I thought we would kill a bunch of birds on our trip in some of the most beautiful settings on earth. I've always thought a giant white-tipped strutter coming down through those big pine ridges was really cool, and I wanted us to see that together for the first time. I never imagined that it would be so difficult for us to find birds to hunt, and I'll be honest, I was pretty disappointed when I realized we probably weren't going to get the amazing footage that I had envisioned in my mind. One afternoon, Jared reminded me of how fortunate we were to be hunting with our dads. Having you healthy enough to hike those hills and motivated enough to hunt all day is something that I really needed to just soak in for a minute. And Dad, I have to tell you, I realize how lucky I am to be able to spend as much quality time with my hero that I get to. I sure hope I don't ever take that for granted. You have made an untold number of sacrifices to help make my dreams possible. You've helped me believe in them, and you've made it possible for me to share the outdoors with my kids. And most of all, Dad, you've loved me enough just to simply spend time with me. Dad, I want you to know that when the day comes that we aren't able to walk through the woods together anymore, I sure will miss it. I long for those mornings that we watch the sunrise together and listen to the turkeys gobble. And I long for those mornings that we did nothing more than just hang out. The way our hunt out west played out really reminded me of what was most important. And in a lot of ways, it put this whole film series into perspective for me. I had hoped that my Miriam would come in gobbling and lovesick, hopelessly mesmerized by my calling ability. But he didn't. He acted just like a stubborn old mature gobbler that had all the hens he ever needed. And so we had to kill him the old-fashioned way. The way that doesn't make for great films, but that makes for incredible memories. Man, it sure did feel good to carry that gobbler out of the woods. The older I get, the more I recognize how slowly the days go by, but how fast the years seem to pass. And as I watch the years go by, I realize that there's only a few people I really look forward to sharing a tree with. Dad, I want you to know that there's not another person on this planet that I'd rather share a tree with than you. Thanks for being my dad, and thanks for being my hero. I love you.